So Tyler, we've come to Australia. You've just signed for Leeds United. You've never been to Australia before at all?
No, this is my first experience coming to Australia, so it's quite exciting to come here.
Absolutely. So we've been Surfers Paradise, Brisbane. We've flown 5 hours across Australia, and we're still in Australia. Yeah. It's like America, isn't it?
It is. It's a little bit like America. You forget how big Australia is, and then when they told me, we have to fly 5 hours to the next location, I was like, is it really that far? It's unbelievable.
It is. And what about the reception that you've got, certainly from the fans and the people in Australia themselves?
Yeah, so from everything I've heard, whether it's from the players, the staff, the whole organization in general, is how passionate these Leeds United fans are. And coming to Australia, you see that we get off the plane at the airport and the fans are waiting there for us to sign things, cheering us on. And at both of the games so far, the reception has been unbelievable. So it's amazing.
Have they explained to you about Elland Road yet?
Oh my God.
I tell you what, the noise you're going to get when you get there is going to be fantastic for you.
No, I'm super, super excited. So I've only been in Elland Road when it's empty so far. So now I'm going to have a great comparison when it's loud and it's bumping. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Now, obviously you understand Jesse Marsch and his system. So I think for you, has that certainly helped you a lot in kind of integrating into the team?
100%. The transition has been quite seamless, to be fair, because a lot of the terms that he's using, a lot of the tactics that he's going into detail about, I'm very familiar with from my past work with him, so that's good.
And certainly sitting in that midfield area, the Leeds fans are going to love you because you get stuck in, you put a lot of energy, and you get up and down, and that's what the fans like, 110%. And you're certainly, I think, one of those types of players.
Yeah, if you're not giving 110%, then what are you doing on the field? And for me, that's just how I play. I'm a competitor. I want to win every single game, whether it's hard tackles, whatever the game requires to help my teammates in order to win. So that's the type of player I am.
Sure, and I think the last game against Aston Villa, you noticed that little step up in tempo. There was a few little tackles flying in there, but it was a good game to play in?
Oh, 100%. You get that Premier League experience a little bit in these friendly games. Of course, they're not going to be the highest level quite yet. Everyone's trying to gain fitness, gain sharpness, but it's good to gain the chemistry with my teammates and the type of game that we're going to need to prepare for coming up in the season.
Sure. Now, growing up in America, I grew up in Australia.
Yeah.
Now, I was watching kind of the Premier League and Division 1 years and years ago. What about you? What did you think of the Premier League when you were growing up?
So growing up, really all I really had access to on TV was the Premier League. So, the best league in the world, watching guys like Thierry Henry growing up.
I had to play against him and try and chase him, for goodness sake. He was some player.
Exactly, and Thierry Henry was one of my role models, not only because of obviously, watching him week in and week out, but he also played a role in New York Red Bulls. And, I was on the training pitch on the side of them, and the first team was training next to him. And, whenever you could watch Thierry play and train, that's what you wanted to do.
You're absolutely right. That was always a goal for you to play in the Premier League. Obviously, you come to Europe and moved around first, and then came here. But is this where you want to stay and certainly end up?
That's where I want to stay, and that's where I want to make a name for myself, is in the Premier League. Growing up again, watching those games week in and week out, watching the best players in the world compete against each other. I feel like England suits me and suits my game very well, so I'm excited now to be here at Leeds.
Absolutely. Now, it's interesting because Victor Orta clearly does a lot of work and background on his players. I'm not sure he's ever worked out if they can sing or not. Yeah. And I tell you what, you were brilliant.
Thank you.
Got up there,
Thank
and I tell you what, you nailed it.
Yeah, there's been a couple times that I've had to do it so far, whether it was with the national team or heading over to Leipzig. So my confidence was at a high, so I was feeling pretty confident about it.
I tell you did well. I was hiding in the background thinking, please, not me, but you did well. Anyway,
Thank you.
I wish you luck for this season. I hope it goes really well.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Cheers, Tom.